in the office, okay? Same thing with and that person is becoming the answerer in the future on the lead network. Remember yesterday I was talking about the only problem? And so it's only gonna be a limited period of time that you guys are gonna have to answer the phone for the lead network, because we will get it transitioned here to all the calls coming to one person who doesn't sell that's licensed. So they can talk to them about the home, get them to a point of an appointment, and say, great, and then hand it off to the most eligible agent. All right? That's a different thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Right? That's why you're gonna make more money. That's why you're gonna make more money. Okay, now, let's look at this. The buyer, yep, okay, here you go. Take one, pass them around. Let me get my PowerPoint up here. Yeah, it is. All right, buyer consultation. Let's see here. There it is. All right, let's.
I'm just going for myself.
Another.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's too much.
Okay.
I didn't have time to answer the phone like that. We get 10 calls every 5 minutes, so if they can only get name, address, then.
What's that?
She wanted to know when we go to the new system where somebody's gonna answer the phone, why they couldn't complete that health form, and I said.
They
"We don't-
can. They
No,
can.
we don't have the time.
Oh, I got
Too many incoming
Oh, I got
calls,
you.
that won't happen.
No, they shouldn't do that. No. It's a good question, and let me answer it. Because the phone's going to be answered a little different, and we're going to be capturing some information. But when the information that a receptionist captures about an incoming inquiry, it's only about 4 little things. And it actually, when we go from converting receptionists in offices where they're not asking anything or logging anything, you know, and they were just, their job was just to direct the call to the right person, and we go from that to them capturing information, it only adds about 15 seconds to every call. You follow?
I believe it.
Yeah.
A lot of times people will spew out what they need anyway.
If you listen, you're getting the information, you just need to write it out.
When they
Right?
call,
You just
yeah.
need to log it. Hey, this is Kirk, I saw that house on 123 Brown Street. I saw the sign on that house, you know, so you got it. You got 3 things, you know, who I am,
And then they don't
what
have
it
to
is, and
repeat
how I got it.
themselves.
Huh?
Then they don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to, you know, you-
5 times before they get to the right.
Hey, this is Kirk Miller. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you don't act like an idiot asking them back again, right? When they said, okay. All right, so buyer consultation. You guys have this with instructions in this booklet, but just kind of set that aside, okay? And look up here at the screen, and we'll talk about this process. So I mentioned C2, come into the office. That's an abbreviation of that. And we're gonna try to get and y'all do, let's see, I'm sorry, I asked you this and I forgot the answer. Do you guys now try to get buyers to come in the office? No, you don't, do you?
So,
Yeah, but not enough.
Not well.
It's not
We're
like,
very good on
when you're talking to a buyer for the first time, coming into the office has not been at the top of your mind. Okay, so from now on, that's gonna be the objective. You got it? When you're talking to someone, getting them to the office first. And the dialogues, again, you're gonna bump up against these dialogues in Weicker University and the printed materials, but it's like, okay, great, let's say they've called in, let's say, again, it doesn't matter anything, they called in, they wanna go look at a house. Okay, great, so you schedule them for an appointment at the house at 7 o'clock, okay? Okay, great, so I wanna start the appointment in the office at 6. Okay, that's after you have the appointment scheduled. And then they go, you know, why? Well, give us an opportunity to meet with our loan officer, see all of the inventory in the marketplace, and I can just get to know you a little bit better. And if they're still resisting, what else can you say? No. and also our broker requires it because of security concerns. So if you don't mind if you come in, folks, that'll get a ton of them, okay? A ton. I don't know what the percentage is here. ABG Properties in Louisville says it gets 70% of them. Anthony Franchese up in Detroit says, I mean, in Brooklyn says we're only about 50% when we do that because the people are weird up here, okay? So, but do it every time. Ask them to come in the office every time and you'll have a high percentage. I'm gonna guess 70% because y'all are kind of typical smallish medium market kind of stuff, kind of people, okay? So and if they say no, what are you gonna do?
Just meet them at that?
Okay, see you at the house. Okay, after you show them that house, what are you gonna be trying to do?
Bring them back
Get
to
them
the
in the
office.
Okay, and when we have them there, we're going to schedule the loan officer to be here so we can have them go in and introduce them, okay? If we've got, yes,
What if they're not PIN Financial?
we're gonna have, I'm sorry,
What if they're not going through PIN Financial?
did you know that 99 out of 100 people that you meet as buyers will go where you tell them to go?
Okay. But I thought.
Have you done that?
No, we're not supposed to.
What's-
Yes, get ready to say.
Waiting for somebody to find
No, I just, I know, I'm waiting.
I went for it under the
Okay,
assumption.
wait, one at a time, let's get it all out, hang on a minute. But here, what'd you say? You said no, you wouldn't do
I
that.
said I did not, no, I didn't say that. I said
Okay.
I don't believe 99 out of 100.
Gotcha. How about
I don't think it's anywhere near that.
Are you,
I think a
half?
lot of people come prepared with brick wall, or at least that's my
You're
definition.
probably right. You're probably right. Did you know that 66.3% of all statistics are made up on the spot?
It takes 5 minutes to get brick wall. They're not with the paper to rip.
Now it is, here's what I think it is. I think it depends on where you meet them. There are situations like the lead network, we know when they come through the lead network, hardly any of them are pre-approved for a loan. Because they've sat down at the internet, and for a bunch of them, it's their first session of looking for homes. Y'all with me?
Okay.
They just sat there and go, honey, let's get out of this dump. And so they get on the computer. Okay? So those people, that's where my 99% was thinking about, okay, when I was doing it. But you're right, more and more people, and they make it so much easier now online, and everybody can go in and see if they're approved and all that kind of stuff. Now, so the question is,
Is it legal for us to
Yeah, I thought
direct,
we
is what
weren't.
she's telling me.
okay, all right, let's get to that. But first, let's get to the salesmanship part of it. Are they going to push back strong if you offer, when they're in the office, to meet with your loan officer?
No.
If all they've done is a little web approval, they're gonna love it. And more than likely, they're gonna get the business. Your in-office person's gonna get the business. Because you're giving that buyer an experience that they actually like, which is interacting with a human on this issue
Yeah.
that most people like. Now, is it legal to steer people to one loan officer?
It's legal to steer people toward, yes, but you have, yeah, I mean, you can steer them towards one officer. You always give them options, right? And I'm hearing the concerns from several people over here. Can we just, put them towards the one? Yes, you can say, I have a loan officer within my office that would be happy to explain to you your different options. You're welcome to use whomever you would like to use, and I can give you some other names, but they're here now and available and can get you started.
Yeah.
And if they want to shop from there, fine.
Sure.
You're not forcing them. You're not saying you have to use them. If you're saying you have to use them, then yes, you're being illegal.
Yeah.
But you're not
Right.
saying they have to.
That's right.
You're giving them that option.
I put in my emails, if they said the mortgage resource that our clientele in the past have used, but you're more than welcome to use whomever you choose.
Yeah, sure. All that's fine. I mean, but I do get to, who's your favorite loan officer in town? Where you send most of your business?
It's a combo.
Okay.
Depend.
Two.
Robin and Alex.
So there's two of them you send most of your business to. Yeah, but you can't tell people where to go for their mortgage.
Right.
Well, apparently you can.
Well, I don't tell them.
You do.
You
You
do.
offer it to
Suggest
them.
that this is, right.
Let me say
The
this.
CFPB
Let me
has
say this.
everybody scared.
Let me say this. Some words come out of your mouth, and all of your buyers go to one of two loan officers.
Not all of them.
The majority of them
Yes.
go to one or two loan officers.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she telling them where to go for their mortgage?
Basically.
Yes.
Yes.
And they are going there. So I want y'all to get that in your head. People want you to tell them where to get this stuff done. They go shopping and pre-approve on their own because the society says you need to take control of that, and you're an idiot if you get self-steered. Actually, I think there's more paranoia in the realtor community about this than with consumers at all. I think we're just totally missing it on that. Who's bought a car lately? Did you finance it on the lot?
Yes.
Did you finance it on the lot? Who else bought a car?
Exactly.
Did you finance it?
Exactly.
Did you finance it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Everybody, I'm sorry?
I didn't.
You didn't. Why not?
Because I went to my local
She went
federal
to
credit
your
union.
Okay, so you had a credit union.
Yeah.
That's the people that don't,
Yeah.
because they always get a little better deal on their credit, on their,
Way better deal.
yeah, way better deal than the, yeah, but who else is part of a credit union in here? Okay, about a quarter of the people, or not quite. So anyway, y'all get the idea? All right. So, we have offices that will have, 30 and 40 buyer controlled sides in a month, and they'll do 80% through their in-house loans. And the ones they don't do, it's just because they couldn't get those people to come in the office, because they were doing the transaction all over. I'm telling you, if you get them in here to the office, you have a buyer. You got a buyer that's not only going to be with you, they're going to be sending you other buyers. And they're going to be they're going to be telling their friends, oh, it's fantastic. We went in First Choice office, they had a loan officer, we sat there, we had coffee, had cookies.
It's a one-stop shop.
It's one-stop shop, it's fantastic, absolutely.
I have a question.
Yes. Matter of fact, we got a rental unit transition right there for them while we were, waiting for the house to get finished, whatever.
Okay, so you're not too far in this.
We're not in it all, see, that's the first
Okay.
thing.
I just,
On the outside.
like, I'm really loving the meeting and coming to the office. And are we gonna have, as buyers, are we gonna have as much detail? Cause it's like, it's listings and open houses. Well, what about people that enjoy just working with buyers? Like,
There was a question.
maybe I
there.
should just
What was the
wait.
question? Well, I mean, what's the question though?
I think that I answered my own by
Okay.
shutting up and waiting to present what
Are
you
you
have.
saying, were you asking if you're the kind of person that just likes to work with buyers, are there a bunch of materials?
Right,
like
so
there-
when I sit in the
Yeah.
office, are you
There you go.
am I gonna have
Side
my
area.
big door?
No, it's a small door.
It's a small
It's right
door?
there in front of you. It's a small door. It looks like
Where
this.
is it?
It looks like,
You can like it.
take your hand and go like that, right? It's right. Now, let me explain how this works. Explain it. These are to be downloaded from Weichert University and printed. This is not a purchase item, okay? They're not customizable pages like doors is. We want everybody to bring it down to your computer. This is something a little project you can do on your own. Bring it down to your computer, print it out in nice color, and go get you a nice little portfolio with glassine sheets and put it in there. Make your own little buyer presentation, okay? 8.5 by 11 size. And have that at your desk and you're ready. It will rarely leave the office because this is where you ought to be using it, okay? It's just the exceptions when they go out. Now, what you have in your hands are the pages plus some instructions and dialogue. But let's just look up here at the pages real quick. And this is we're gonna be sitting at the table with them beside us, and we'll show this to them and say, listen, I've got a little discussion guide that I'd like to go through, and you can just put it in front of them. Visuals always help. And so, okay, as I mentioned on the phone, I'm thrilled to have you here, and we're gonna go look at houses after a while, but let's talk about a few things first, and I wanna explain to you what's happening in the market, and I wanna discuss the home buying process a little bit with you. It's changed in the last few years, since I understand you bought the present house you have, yes, you bought the present house you have, and a little bit about my background, how I can help you, and our one-stop shopping that we're gonna do, and then we'll get ready to go start looking at houses, okay? So that's what we're getting ready to tell them, right? We're telling them what we're gonna tell them. Okay, and so we may not have had any of these discussions with this prospective buyer when we're sitting down to do this, or we may have, because we may have met them at an open house, and we've walked around and filled out the buyer control sheet, and we've gotten a bunch of this information. We found out why they're moving or something like that. Does it make sense? And so this could be, now, we're still doing this because you got a job transfer in July, is that correct? Or something like that. So we go through reaffirm or determine why it is that they're wanting to buy a house. This could be the first meeting after just a phone call. So we have limited, if no information about what's motivating them, why they want to buy. And so we need to spend more time talking on this page. Oldest daughter's getting married August the 7th. Yay! Guess what weddings cost? Take your breath away, fellas. You got children yet?
Yeah,
How old? Girl?
I got a 12-year-old girl.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have much time.
You tell me. Gotta start selling. Sell.
If you're in Kentucky, it'd be next year. Not really. Okay. Not really. All right. So, now look at this page right here. What have you heard about the real estate market? There are people, buyers out there, that still, well, let me tell you this. I was talking earlier, I've been through 3 real estate recessions. This one has been, was longer than any of the other 3. Didn't follow any of the rules. It didn't follow the rules now. You know, it's always been historically that real estate brought America out of our recession. That's not what happened this time. Y'all know that, right?
Right.
We're still a kind of a lagging, you know, kind of a lagging kind of thing. But the press did more negative damage in the psyche of American consumers than any other time I've seen.
Amen.
And there's still negative thoughts about buying a house in the minds of consumers. Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
There's doubt whether this is a good time or not.
It's good time according to news.
It's going to be good
To sell.
time. It's going to be a good time according to the data we're going to show them and what we're going to talk to them about.
Okay.
And they're going to get it. And they're going to say, oh, well, that's a different understanding than what I had. Okay? And I'm bringing that up because right now, even though we're technically, what, 2 years out of this recession or something, it's still lagging. So know that people may be sitting there with a negative thought about the market and you need to correct it.
Show the V.
We're going to show them the V. Absolutely, we're going to show them the V. And so we talked about inventory levels, home prices, historically low interest rates, and how good it is. Y'all know that the affordability index is the highest it's been since I've been in business. I think since they recorded it, it's the highest it's been. So here's the V.
Ah.
Yeah, there's the V we're talking about. And we explained that we're at a historic great time where rates are low and prices are low. Now, if you wait a few more months, this side is definitely going to go up. It's going up right now. Okay? So we're not going to be in this magic moment here for much longer. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Will there be, besides Miss Audrey telling me things, since I'm still new at this game, was there a memo that comes out like, hey, in 2 months things are going to change in the market?
Oh,
If Audrey's
That's
not available.
where we look at the trends.
oh. Okay, we help you with that because we said, well, no, Audrey's always going to be available.
I know she will.
You know.
But she may not be on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, there.
You're never gonna have
Maybe I
immediate.
just need some
Yeah.
No,
extra.
but if you read the little article.
counseling.
You're not gonna have immediate data, but if you like you say, you look at the trends, the reports and stuff in trend, and you kind of see what's happening and where it's going. Real estate always goes like this,
Right.
but you can kind of tell when you're going like this, you're going up, and you know by paying attention that the interest rates are starting, they're going up, they're creeping,
Yeah.
and you can tell
Right.
by looking at the first quarter prices were up 4.6% over last year. So
I was
Looking at
thinking
inventory,
of a resource outside of trend, but White Earth resources.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well, here's
one.
a.
there's no crystal
Mark
ball.
Hanna, how you doing?
You're just
Right.
looking at market data.
Is this
Okay.
the Air Force Base?
Yeah. Guys, this is Mark Hanna.
Hi.
I mentioned you a few times, I think. This
Yes.
year.
And you stayed.
Yeah, and they stayed.
It was all good.
And
Very good.
Mark's our senior vice president. Senior. Man,
Just because of age.
what's his name? Looked great dancing. He did.
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke, that was amazing. It was a Facebook post he did. So Mark and our cohorts, we do the same thing. We, management consultants, et cetera. We've been in love with the system for 12, 13 years, maybe
Yeah.
14 years. And so he's going to be, you'll see him more than me after, thank goodness, after tomorrow.
We've been enjoying you.
Well, he's funnier than I am.
Are you? I'm easier to understand.
That's right. So glad you're here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
We're doing buyer consultation right now. Have a seat, you can learn something.